All right, guys, welcome back to the podcast, episode 31. Chris, what's up?
Hey man, it's hot here. It's hot. I've
Yes, it
been doing
is.
some food plot stuff, getting ready. Did some spraying this week, did some mowing, did some disking, getting
Nice.
ready for that fall plot. Waiting
And
for some waiting for some good weather.
did you mow your clover again?
No, I didn't. No.
All right.
But I seen a couple good hogs in my clover, so some
Okay.
good bucks coming.
Awesome. Well, today we have Philip on, and this will be on video and the podcast as well. But Philip, you work with Elimishield,
Correct.
which is a scent elimination company. So we wanted to bring you on here because hunting season's starting pretty fast here. And you're down in North Carolina, which your season starts in August, doesn't it?
No, that's South Carolina. North
Okay.
Carolina's the first week of September.
Okay. So we wanted to get you on here. I brought you on my YouTube channel, I think almost probably a year now.
Yeah.
And so we wanted to bring you on here, Chris, get Chris talking about it and everything.
Sure.
And just explain to the audience how Elimishield works and maybe how it's different from other products. And I really want to dive into the foam
Sure.
because I keep a pump sprayer of foam in the side of my door jamb.
Absolutely.
And I always use it for hand sanitizer.
Yeah. Yeah.
So why don't we talk about the foam first? Because I was introduced to that first by Jay,
Sure.
as you know, from the Harrisburg Hunting Show. And I guess that's like 4 or 5 years ago now. So the ingredient in there, I believe, is it's used in the medical field.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that a little bit.
So the core body foam is to the best of my knowledge, still the only direct to skin scent control in the industry. And what makes it so spectacular is the Elimishield molecule itself. It is not transdermal. So when you think about like hand sanitizers and it's got alcohol in it, it absorbs into your skin and then it gets absorbed into your bloodstream. And ours is not. It's topical. So it bonds to the top of your skin and it stays on your skin until you exfoliate, which is, 2, 3, 4 days. It depends on the person. But what it does is it kills all the bacteria that your body makes. And so, a lot of people have gotten to where they just use that for deodorant. I get out of the shower every day. I put it on my feet, another area, and I put it on my armpits. And all day long, I have no odor. You mentioned Jay. He went 5 days, only took one shower, got out of the shower, put it on head to toe, went 5 days without a shower. His wife comes home from a trip, was with him all day long, had no idea he hadn't showered in 5 days.
He was very proud to tell us that story too.
Yes, he was. But the cool thing about it is if you think about the application for the hunting industry, and let's be honest, the scent control industry as a whole has absolutely ruined the entire category because there is more wonderful marketing around poor science and technology than there are actually good products out there. Every year, we all see them. They're here today, gone tomorrow brands, and they've got flashy labels and they make all these claims. And, the truth of the matter is that very few actually own their own science, own their own technology. Now, with the Elimishield Hunt, we own our own technology. We formulate all of our own products. We don't outsource it and then slap a label on it. It is all ours. And I don't know, there may be 1 or 2 others out there that do that, but most of them do not. With the core body foam, a lot of people worry about, well, if you put it on your skin, is it going to hurt me? No, it's not. It's all water-based. It's hypoallergenic. It's biodegradable. You could pour a bottle of that in a fish tank and be fine. But if you take anything that's got silver in it and you pour it in a fish tank, you're going to kill all the fish in it. So with the core body foam, that's the thing that people really understand the science with our products first. Because when we have doubters, we just say, listen, full money back guarantee. try a bottle of the core body foam, get out of the shower when you're clean, put it on as deodorant, and just go see how many days you can go until you have odor. And once they see that, and then they put it in the context of a hunting application, where at most, what in the winter we're like 9 hours, and you're sitting still, for the most part. But a lot of spot and stalk hunters, they go out to Colorado, New Mexico, stuff like that, really like it because they don't have an opportunity for a shower, and it gives them a much better opportunity if they get stuck downwind to have that bonus. To give them the time to get a shot off.
Right,
you're never going to kill all the scent. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I see stuff like my favorite advertisement is kills 99.9% of human replicated odors. Well, I don't know when anybody's going to take a human replicated odor into the field. If you do, that's great. Let me know how it works out.
Right.
And then when they reference studies that you can't get a hold of the study. I mean, that's great and everything, but again, slick marketing, poor products. We're very open book. If you have any questions about our technology, we're more than happy to answer it.
Okay.
See, this interests me highly because I'm about to take a bear hunt up in upper New York in the Adirondack Mountains, and I'm going to be camping, and there's no area close to be showering at. So
Right.
this really interests me. One thing I was going to point out is obviously this technology is a scent killer and not one that masks it.
So that's
like the old baking soda and alcohol trick,
Right. So we don't. Let me back up. Legally speaking, if you use the word "kill" on a label, or you make a kill claim, then you are subject to EPA registration. So unless you are EPA registered, do you have a bottle of core body foam handy? Either one.
I can get it if you give me 20 seconds.
No. If you turn around on the back, you'll see there's a drug label. That drug label is because we are EPA registered.
Nice.
Okay.
And compliant. The reason nobody else is because their claims cannot be supported.
Mm-hmm.
So they won't pass the test.
Gotcha.
And that goes back to us bringing legitimacy back to this brand. Now then, with that being said, back to your bear hunt. When you get out of the shower, the last shower you take before you go to wherever you're going to be, head to toe, you want to put it on. All of your direct to skin clothing, your socks, the inside of your boots, your underwear, your whatever tops you're going to wear, your hat. I would recommend if you have some kind of really thin face mask, treat all of those with our extend process.
Okay.
That's a one-time treatment. You treat it one time. It's good for the life of the garment. And then if you do that and you use the core body foam, that core body foam will prevent the bacteria from turning into odor that your body makes. So we're very careful not to say kill because that is illegal.
Illegal, yeah.
Yes, and you don't want one of the 3-letter agencies coming looking after you. And I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of companies out there that are going to end up writing some big checks because of their claims.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Phil, let me ask you this. I don't think I've asked you this before, but so let's say you already stink.
Mm-hmm.
If you put the core body foam on, is it going to help remove the odor, or should you be clean before you put it on?
So the way this is designed is, and this is true with any scent control product, whatever you put it on needs to be clean. So if it's your clothes need to be clean. And the best way I can explain it is, so if you've gone all day at work and you sweat, and then you go out to your stand and you do your core body foam, you put it all in your hair, your face, all this stuff. Think about a pool table, okay? And if you fill that pool table with pool balls, okay, there are going to be a bunch of cracks and crevices where if you spread sand, the sand would get in between, right? Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
That's what the top of your skin is like with bacteria. So you might be able to get some of that bacteria off the surface, but you're not going to be able to get through everything that's already there and further prevent more bacteria from forming.
Yeah.
So when you get out of the shower in the morning, if you know you're going to hunt that afternoon after work, go ahead and put it on when you get out of the shower. Put it on, liberally. Go through your day. You'll be fine. Okay. Go on out to your hunting set. Now, if you want to wash your hands, now what I personally do is I keep a bottle of drinking water and some of our detergent. And I'll just get my hands wet, just a little bit of detergent in my hands so it bubbles up. I'll do a quick wipe of my face, my hands. I'll let them dry. And then I put the core body foam on my hands and my face because that's what's going to be exposed. And then I go on in. And that's just me taking every precaution that I can.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I will tell you, we have had a money-back guarantee since we have gone to market with this. And I want you to know we have never had to give anybody their money back.
Okay.
One of my questions was, Phil, would you guys consider bringing out a field wipe?
Yeah, so yes and no, but if you use the core body foam, you don't need it.
Gotcha.
And plus, with the wipes, they're expensive to produce. You've got to buy a tractor trailer load. It's not like you can just try 10,000. Like you got to get 100,000, and the market's already flooded with them. And there's nothing on a wipe that leaves any kind of residual protection. It's just like hand sanitizer, alcohol hand sanitizer. It might kill everything that's there, but as soon as it evaporates or is absorbed, there's nothing left to kill the bacteria that's now forming again.
Okay.
As opposed to the core body foam, it's still working 12, 15, 18, 24, 48 hours after you put it on.
So these other companies that are saying you can sit around the campfire and spray down with their field spray, and they're saying, oh, this is going to cover your scent, probably not the truth.
Well, again, slick marketing. So most of that is enzyme based, and enzymes are really good for what I call atmospheric odors. Your campfire smoke, your cigarette smoke, your go in a subway and come out smelling like a subway. Stuff like that. That's what enzymes are made for. Our products are specific to bacteria and the odor that is associated with bacteria. Now, in our spray, we do have enzymes in our spray also, just for those uses. But the core body foam and the Extend, those are specific to the bacteria from your body. So when those companies say, oh yeah, masks odor, that's not a lie, but that's not exactly the truth either. It will mask that atmospheric odor, but it does absolutely nothing for your body odor. Zero, nothing. Because when they spray when you spray those on your clothes, you are hoping that once that bacteria and odor forms, that the technology in that bottle is going to catch and trap that odor. Our idea is, why even let it exist?
Stop it at the source. And
that's exactly right.
Gotcha.
And so it's like this. So if you see a spider nest, are you going to wait until the nest is punctured and all those baby spiders are running all over the place to control it?
Smash it.
Absolutely not. You're going to squash the nest. Same type, ideology. And I'm not bashing the other scent control companies. They're very profitable. They have a great business plan. They sell a lot of products. We just are different, and we try to be very open. We try to have bring premium products to a market where, and I was just talking to a good friend of mine named Thomas Stamper. He's the basement decorator on social media. Absolutely hilarious guy. And he just did a post kind of jabbing at people saying, there's all these rules now about what makes you a good hunter. Like, you're only a good hunter if you're a public land hunter, or
Mhm.
you're only a good hunter if you don't use trail cameras. What are the biggest shams in hunting? It's always scent control and Sitka. And I happen to think that both of those things are fantastic. They work great for me. Um, but our products are just designed different, and we have a different ideology with the relationships that we have with our customers.
Now, I know last year when me and you did the YouTube video, I had a lot of people calling me, friends and stuff, that were where they bought the foam and they
Uh-huh.
used it last season and they
Uh-huh.
absolutely loved it.
Sure.
Would you say that the foam is your most popular seller?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because it's got so many uses. I mean,
Yeah.
like I've got a 15-year-old. He's huge. He's like 6'2", 215 pounds. He's a
Mm.
football stud. But with that, he absolutely stinks like a. I mean, it's awful.
Yeah.
But before he goes to football practice, he knows. Put it on get out of the shower, put it on your feet, put it on your hands, because your football shoes are, as soon as you don't, your football shoes are going to stink. Even though I've treated them, and I know they won't, his feet will. And when he wears gloves, he takes those nasty gloves off, his hands will stink. So he knows, put that stuff on so your hands and feet don't stink. Now,
Yep.
I take all of his football gear and I treat it with the extend process. And it's wonderful. He can get done with 3 hours of football practice, and we can go out and eat, and he doesn't stink.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
I want to dive into the extend, but Chris, Elimishield, you guys are together with Hunter Safety System.
Right. So Hunter Safety System is the exclusive distributor in the outdoor industry.
All right. I don't think you knew that, did you, Chris?
Well, I actually was looking on their website, browsing around, and I saw that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the extend product is also, I used it last year for the first time,
Mhm.
and I really enjoyed that. So let's dive into the extend, how that works, how people can use it, and just a little description about that.
Yeah, so that kind of came about because once we started treating Hunter Safety Systems harnesses at the manufacturing level,
Mhm.
a lot of people, we had a lot of interest from a lot of clothing companies. At the time when all this was going on, there was the administration in DC was allowing a lot of issues with China to go on. It was really hard to import, export out of China. And the clothing companies, a large majority of them are do their cutting and sewing in China. So we said, well, why don't we just provide this for the end user? They get their gear, and somebody can go to Walmart and spend $100 on all the gear they need all year, and then use our product, and it's sent free for the rest of the time they have the garment.
Mhm.
We think people would like that, and they have. I mean, the sales show that. So what you do is you take 3 gallons of hot water, and it needs to be at a temperature of 110 degrees or hotter, and your tap should do that without a problem. What I do is I do 2 gallons from the top, or excuse me, from the tap, and then I do a gallon heated on the stove almost to a boil, and then I put it in a Yeti cooler, and then I take the extend and I pour that 10 ounces in, and then that solution will do up to 10 pounds of garments. So its primary use is for your next to skin items. So socks, long johns, t-shirts, workout gear, toboggans, earmuffs,
Hey, dude, shoes.
Hey dude shoes, face masks, yes. Football shoes, football gloves. I work in law enforcement, so like all my tactical gear goes in there.
Oh man, I have an Uncle Mike's for a pistol.
Yeah.
It goes right under here, and it stinks like BO.
Well,
man.
yeah.
I can't get that stink off no matter
Yeah,
what I
so
try.
have you smelled your if you use a wrist strap release for your
Yep.
bow?
Yep.
Like after you practice in the summer,
Yeah, watch
and it
band.
gets all sweaty and nasty.
Mhm.
Like it's like that foul Band-Aid smell. You can't get rid of it.
Right.
Mhm.
So the extend, what it does is the heat opens up the fibers of that garment, and it allows our molecule to get into and bond to that garment. So once it's soaked for 10 minutes, what you want to do is you want to take it and wring it out and just let it line dry. So once the water evaporates, our molecule is left behind. So in the event you don't use your core body foam, or let's say, you're a big fella and you can't reach, back in here to put the core body foam on. And so you have some body odor that's starting to be generated. That next to skin garment is going to basically trap that molecule. And the way it works is, if you looked at it under a microscope, it looks like a three-legged bar stool. And that's what attaches to the garment. And it's got a spike coming off of it. And that spike has a charge by nature. And bacteria has an equal but opposite charge. Well, second grade science says opposites attract, right? So what our spike does is it draws that odor molecule in and it ruptures that membrane and it turns into an odorless salt. And then it draws in another one and another one and another one. And it just keeps going, keeps working. So it's not like an enzyme formula, where what an enzyme does is it traps and encapsulates the odor bacteria. It's almost like Pac-Man eating one of the little dots, right? Same idea. But the problem is that when there's no more enzymes left, there's nothing else there to get a hold of the bacteria. The problem with silver products is that your body can form an immunity to it. And so that's a chemical kill. Our process is a mechanical kill. It's just like if I stab you in the heart with a knife, it's going to kill you. You can't get your body's not going to be able to shield that. It's not going to be able to be immune from it. It's going to kill you every single time. That's how our science works. So once you put your undergarments in there, that's kind of your second level of safety. Now you can soak your big heavy coats. You can soak your fleece lined stuff. Absolutely, nothing wrong with that. What I do is I soak my mid layer stuff, and then like my heavy stuff, like my bibs and my heavy coat. I use. I'm getting into Osseo gear. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Osseo or not.
Yeah.
Joe Miles is wonderful guy, South Carolina. I'm a big believer of his product. I personally think his pattern is the best pattern out there. I'm a fan of Sitka. I think Sitka's great. Those really heavy coats, I don't soak those, because if my odor is getting from my body, from my next to skin, next through my second layer, and then it gets all the way through that heavy coat, like I got more problems than I don't even need to be in the stand.
Right.
So all I do is I take the spray and I spray the outside of my bibs and my heavy coat with the spray. And the only reason for that, like we talked about earlier, Chris, is for that atmospheric odor.
Gotcha.
Anything that I might catch, in the truck, if I walk through somebody that's vaping or something, whatever.
Yeah, right.
To try and handle that.
Or pumping
So
gas.
yeah, exactly. So that's how I do it, and we have had a lot of success with that.
Now, I know we talked last time about this, the proper way to actually use the spray.
Yes.
If you're, clothes close to your skin, is to actually spray the inside of your clothes.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
you made a good point last time, where you see the TV commercials where everybody's spraying the outside before they go into the woods or something.
Yeah.
But you should really be spraying the inside of your clothes.
Well, it's like if you think about, spray painting a picket fence. If you just, how much are you actually going to cover on that picket fence? Very little. You're wasting product. You're wasting your own money.
Anywhere a little droplet landed.
Yeah, right. So the right way to do it, and again, it needs to be on a clean surface. So core body foam needs to go on clean skin. Spray and extend need to go on clean garments. So you need to turn it inside out and spray it until it drips. I mean, just spray it till it drips. And if you do that, then with our spray, you're good for 14 days of usage. Now, that's not 2 calendar weeks. That's 14 days of all day hunting.
Okay.
So, if you go, I don't know, 10 days in a month, well, you're good. You got 4 more to go till you need to clean and respray. But the spray, it just kills me to see folks. Like my favorite is they get out of the car or the truck and they spray the bottom of their boots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, take 3 steps, it's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Like with our product, it needs to be dry. You spray it, you let it dry, you're ready to go. There's no need to apply any. You don't need to take any Elimishield Hunt products in the woods with you.
Okay.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to ask you about that. The guys are going to carry it to the field probably and try using it in the field.
Don't need to. There's no need for that.
What I was going to ask though, before you explained that, I did a YouTube video where I took some of the popular sprays and I stuck them in the freezer, and some of the products froze. So like if you went to Canada hunting and you thought you was going to get out of your truck and spray like you see on TV, it was frozen. They couldn't even use the stuff. Do you even know? I don't even know if you've done any research like that. Does your products freeze?
Yeah, they will. They sure will, because it's all water based. Okay. There's no alcohol in it, and we don't want it to freeze. Anytime you change the molecular composition of anything, we can't guarantee the usage as though it had not been frozen. But there again, there's no need for you to take that in the field with you at all. And I can't understand. And one particular brand comes to mind. Like I'll see these guys, they're in the woods and they do these YouTube videos and they're like, yeah, I've got this 180, he's around and he could come through at any minute. And then the next clip, he's standing there doing this. And I'm like, why don't you just do jumping jacks in your stand?
Right.
Like you have a mature 180-inch deer and you're doing all this gibberish right here. Like they look like the sign interpreter at a government press conference. Like, no, don't do that.
Now, sometimes I do take the phone with me, and I don't know if I need to do it, but like, I treat myself before I go, and then I'll get to the stand. I'm a little bit of, sweaty. I'll take my hat off and just kind of rub my face with the foam. Do you need to do that again?
You don't, but you know what? If it makes you feel confident, like the just in case factor, keep doing it, man.
Right.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, when they tell me, and I'll say, well, what scent control do you use? They'll tell me, and I say, well, where did you get it? Standard answer, Walmart. Okay, well, why did you buy that brand? Well, it was on sale.
Right.
Okay, so why do you think you just bought 64 ounces of that product for $2? It's because it spoils. It's no good. Our product has a 3-year shelf life.
Okay.
And that's year to year to year. I've actually got a bottle out there. I was filling up my chainsaw and got gas all over my hands the other day. Went out, grabbed my spray bottle from last year. Like we were talking about the atmospheric odors, just doused my hands in it, knocked it down, came inside, washed my hands, went back outside, sprayed it down again, no gas smell. So, you don't need to do that, but if it's not broke, don't fix it. If you're using brand X and you kill deer that you're happy with every year, keep using brand X. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you, if you commit to the Elimishield Hunt way of doing things, you will see deer coming from places that you traditionally have not. You will have a very different hunting experience in the woods. I tell people, and our marketing guy doesn't like it because he says it's too much room for somebody to argue, but I tell people all the time, give the deer your wind. Give it to them. Hang your stand danger close. If there's somewhere where you're like, man, I want to get in there, but it's just too close. Now's your opportunity to put it to the test. Go hang that stand close. If you want to play the wind and use a scent control, have at it. If you want to absolutely throw caution to the wind and just use the Elimishield Hunt process and screw the wind, You'll be surprised. You'll honestly be surprised.
Nice.
Now you guys still have a body wash, shower,
Yep.
gel,
Yep.
and then the laundry detergent.
That's correct. So we've got hair and body wash.
Yep.
So for all of your female listeners, that was actually designed with um, uh, salon owners helping us,
Okay.
because women, flip out because they spend, and my wife does, and my daughter spend a lot of money on their hair, and when they use a lot of these products, it gets dry and brittle, and they don't like it. So a lot of times they don't use it. They won't have that issue with our products. The women love our products.
Yeah, I've never had any kind of like drying issue using
No.
the shampoo and stuff. It makes you feel good, really.
Yeah, it does, and it's it lathers really, really well.
Yeah, it does.
Rick White, he's been around for a long, long time, and that was the thing when he first started using our stuff. He was like, he's from Iowa, and I do a really good Rick White impersonation, so I hope he sees us. But he called me. He's like, he said, "Hey Phil, hey, that soap there, that stuff sure does lather really good, really, really good." And he did, he loved it. But you know how when you go to the beach and that shower water, it's got that film. Like we always take it to the beach just because that doesn't get left behind.
Right.
But yeah, so we've got hair and body wash, we've got the spray, we've got the core body foam, we've got the extend, and then we've got the laundry detergent. And you can't make laundry detergent so sexy. It's unscented. It's got all the UV protectors in it. The enzyme formula that we used is geared towards dirt and blood. We've got some really good pictures up on our social media from some people that have killed and had just blood. I mean, like you could almost wring the blood out of it in one wash, and we got it all out. So it's all of the products complement each other. The hair and body wash complements the extend, or excuse me, I'm sorry, the core body foam, and then the detergent complements the spray and the extend.
Well, last year the PA buck that I shot that I sent you, the wind was blowing right at him.
Yeah.
And he walked. It wasn't ideal. I didn't want that, but that's just the way that it turned out to be. He came from my right, came out in front of me. He did stop.
Yeah.
He stopped for a second.
Yeah.
But then he maybe 3-4 seconds or something. Then he just kept on walking.
Yep.
Wasn't spooked. Then I shot him.
And that is the beauty of the technology at work. You've heard it once, you've heard it 1,000 times. Can't beat a deer's nose. And we're not trying to beat it.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to put the cards in your favor.
Yeah.
And that's what the technology is designed for.
Yeah.
Now, there's people out there that will swear up and down that you're invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And I love them for that. But that's not the reality of the science at work.
Yeah, he knew something was up, but wasn't enough to get spooked.
Right. And it's like when deer cross your trail that you walked in on.
Mm-hmm.
They might drop their head. They might stop, drop their head, pick it up, look around, and then carry on. But it gives you the opportunity to have that shot.
Yeah. Chris, do you have any?
Yeah, I got some questions I was writing down. I'm going to ask questions like any old Joe Blow hunter here,
Sure.
that they might want to know. Like your laundry detergent, obviously, if it's good for 50 washes or whatever, is there any chance of discoloring the camo?
No.
Okay.
No.
The sprays, are they compatible? Like if you get it in your eyes or in your mouth, is there any harms or risks?
Well, anytime you put out anything other than water, you've got to have some kind of instruction about what to do if you want to drink the entire bottle, this is what you need to do. But no, there is not a harm from there's no the toxicity of our molecule is less than 0.0001% of an aspirin.
Okay.
I've literally been to sportsman shows and walking past booths and people with scent elimination or cover scents would stop me and say, "Hey, do you ever see our product before?" And he's like, "Watch this," and he'd spray it in his mouth, and I'm like, "What are you doing? That can't be good."
Like,
Oh my.
just remember the song "Drugs Are Bad." That's all I'm gonna say. Like,
Yeah.
there's no need to do that.
He's like, "You want to try it?" I said, "No, no,
Thank you, but no.
I seen enough."
Yeah, thank you, but no.
So it wouldn't hurt you if someone had a cut or something and they rubbed it in there.
No, no.
So medical grade, food grade, is it some kind of grade?
It's medical grade. Yes, this technology came from the hospital industry,
Okay.
and it is used in mold prevention and remediation. We have done clinical trials with burn patients. I had some surgery about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. I put the core body foam on the incision, and the doctor said that he's never seen an incision heal that quickly, and that's something that we get a lot. The all of the Elimishield products come from the hospital industry, and that's why a lot of the reason we were able to get the drug label on the back of the core body foam is because we already had those paths paved from the technology. So to transition it into the hunting industry was not difficult at all.
Easy,
But
huh?
yeah. To come full circle to answer your question, no, it's not harmful. Is there one person on God's earth that might have a reaction? Sure.
Could be. Yeah,
sure. I could win the lottery today. I don't know.
Right.
What else you got, Chris?
I'm just looking at the site. The extended stuff, obviously, there's some kind of proprietary thing in there that you can't mention, correct?
Well, yes and no. I mean, like I said, we're an open book. I mean, we're happy to tell you how the technology works, but we do keep some of it, close to our chest because although they say imitation is the best form of flattery, stealing is not.
Yeah, you want to keep selling your product.
That's right. That's right.
Gotcha. No, that's all sounds good to me.
Okay, now where you have basically two websites you can order from, because you got elimishieldhunt.com, I believe, and then Hunter Safety System.
Yeah, so if you go to Elimishield, it's going to take you to Hunter Safety Systems.
Okay.
But everything's also on Amazon. It's Prime. Excuse me. And if you go to Hunter Safety System, they've got a lot of package deals where you can get like starter kits, a one of each. You can get 2 core body foams with a spray, kind of mix and match everything. Excuse me, Amazon's also got it, and we've got about 70 different independent mom and pops that have it.
Okay.
Lancaster Archery carries it. We are always open to anybody that wants to carry it. We're happy to set up a program for you.
My buddy Jeff, he runs to some store in Maryland that sells it, and he goes there all the time, and he like buys everything that they have there. Yeah, I can't think of the name. Hunter's Den, maybe.
I'd have to look at our programs.
Yeah, but that's where he gets it.
Well, we find that a lot of people, once they start using our product, they don't stray away from it, and we want the long-term customer. A lot of other brands say, you got to spray down every day. Well, okay, the more you use, the more you buy. Well, we're not concerned with selling you, 8 bottles in a season. We'd like to sell you 2 and have you buy 2 more next year. And something else that I think is important. So if you reach out to us, whether it's email, social media, private messages on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, that all comes to me. And I promise you, I will respond to you the same day. I might not have the answer, but I'll know where to find it. And that's something like we really like having relationships with our customers. I like for the father and son in New York to send us a picture and be like, hey, remember we talked about, my son going out first time, hey, we used stuff and crossbow, check out this picture. And, we celebrate those pictures on our social media, just like we did when Luke Brewster killed the world record and was using our product. To us, It's about the experience. It's about living in a phenomenal country that provides us an opportunity to be woodsmen and go hunt.
Yeah.
We don't get all into the, well, what did it score? We don't get all into the, if it's got less than 8 points, no, like go out there and have fun, feed your family, feed other people's families, get outside, just decompress. And that's what our brand is all about. We're 100% American made. We're out of North Carolina. The family that owns our company is a good God-fearing company that puts America first. And we want to share something that we've found that applies in the hunting industry to other people to be able to improve their outdoor experience.
Are you still doing the hashtag 10-yard pin?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Tell me about that. Explain that to me.
We were having like this brainstorm because, we wanted to come up with something that was kind of catchy, and we were coming up with some really goofy stuff. And I mean really goofy stuff. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, guys, like, no. And then a buddy of mine said, dude, I'm telling you right now, man, if I'm going to keep using your stuff, I'm going to have to get my bow out and get a 10-yard pin on it because that's how close all these deer are coming. And I said, there it is, hashtag 10-yard pin. So anytime anybody has a really close encounter, photograph, video, I don't care if it's got spots on it. I don't care if it's a spike, a doe. I don't care if it's a bear, a deer, a moose, a four-headed alien. Send it to me. We'll share it.
All right.
Like we share. Like if you send it, we'll share it. And you can go search that on Instagram and find all the 10-yard pin stuff. But we love to hear from our customers.
That's cool.
Tell us your story. We're going to share it. Tell everybody about your story and help blow you up.
That's
hopefully
cool.
You'll be sending Philip a bear picture here shortly.
Oh, I'm hoping.
Yeah, I absolutely. I can't stand those things. Those things are cockroaches of the woods. They've cost me so much money.
I guess I'm pointing here. This one here, that guy, he was huge. He just got entered in the Pope and Young Club. I shot with a bow.
Really?
Here in PA, yep. Yeah, and that would have been a hashtag 10-yard pin.
Well, you need to get down to eastern North Carolina and get after some of those 600 and 700 pound bears they got down there.
I've been seeing that stuff, man. Are they running them with the hounds?
I don't know, with their helicopters, dogs, night vision, F-16s, man, everything.
Any way they can get them down, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, they're just destructive.
Yeah, they're a nuisance around here. They trapped right here in my neighborhood. They trapped 3 this summer, I guess, and it wasn't even the one they was after that was tearing up the garbage.
Yeah, they're awful. I can't stand them.
I love shooting them. I love it.
I do too. I hate buying bear tags because they're so expensive, especially in West Virginia. But like our place in Virginia, we've got some, and like I'm telling all my friends, come on, dude, buy a tag. Let's go, man. I got you covered. Like, come on, I got you covered. I'm getting tired of my Spartan cameras getting eaten.
Yeah.
Bear boxes and everything. But yeah, it is what it is. Part of it.
Okay, well, that's episode 31. Elimishield Hunter Safety System. You can get it Amazon. And any questions, guys, you guys can reach out to us and let us know, and we'll get you in the right direction.
Yeah, Phil, thanks for coming on, man.
Absolutely, guys, loved it. Had a good time.
Very interesting.
Good luck with your bear hunt.
Thank you.
I'm 3 years now without letting an arrow fly. So if it doesn't work out this year, you might see me at the bowling alley. Just don't know.
Whatever makes you happy, right?
Yep. I'm telling you what, man. So, but guys, I really appreciate you having me on. And
no problem.
Anything we can do, let us know.
All right.
See you guys.
Super. Sounds good.